Welcome, everyone, to It Tastes Different Gaming Appetizers. In this episode, we're going to talk about Square-Enix suspending sales of Final Fantasy XIV. So Square-Enix has decided they're going to suspend sales, digital and physical sales, according to that. I don't know if of the starter edition and complete editions. Okay. And basically the reason why is because it's too dang popular. There's so many people congesting the lines, trying to get onto the servers with the new Endwalker expansion that just came out, that it's flooding the servers and they just can't keep up with demand. So they're just saying, hey, you can't sell this anymore. I don't know what that means for retailers. Are they taking them off the shelves, those physical editions? Are they still selling them? You know, if you do sell, this is only for new players, just to put that out there for anybody that is an existing player or has an existing service account. I believe this is for creating brand new service accounts and getting into the system, getting into the game if you're brand new to it. So if you have an existing account, you should be able to reactivate it and jump in or sit in the line and wait, because that's what you're going to be doing. But this is all for new people. But yeah, I'm wondering how retail is handling this, or what they're doing for retail. Are they just not selling those, like taking them off the shelves temporarily, or what? They did something similar to this back before with the last expansion, Stormblood becoming very popular. I think this one's even more popular than that, it seems like. I mean, through the pandemic, they got a huge just rush of people, especially since WoW started getting kind of some hate videos, and a bunch of YouTube, not YouTube, but a bunch of WoW YouTubers and stuff that played WoW and streamed it and did all that stuff, like Asmodee and all those big WoW players. They moved off of WoW and onto Final Fantasy, which also brought a lot of people too. So it's crazy out there. I know me, I got Inwalker, and I believe I know Patrick did as well. And so, but I think for me, at least, I'm just kind of waiting out the storm until it settles down, because it's a little too crazy right now. But what do you think, Patrick?
Yeah, I was just reading the post that they had put on their website, and basically they're suspending delivery of retail versions. So they're not delivering anymore. And then then obviously they temporarily suspended the digital version of sales, which Nick had mentioned. I have not been trying to get in because I've been reading the same thing, that there's just queues that are insane and tons of errors trying to get in the game just because of the massive congestion of the game. And I know back when I was trying to get caught up in the last expansion, they were starting to introduce timeouts, because there used to not be timeouts. They used to be massively. You could go away for an hour and come back and you'd still be logged in. And they were starting to introduce some timeouts where if you didn't move and stuff like that, it would kick you out in anticipation of this. They did mention in their blog post that online that they've been working since July to try to spin up a completely new data center. But it just hasn't panned out. I'm sure with pandemic going on and everything, they've just not been able to get things going. A new data center requires the hundreds of additional servers and new infrastructure. I don't know where that data center is going to be that they're going to throw it in. But they're talking about, in the meantime, just adding additional servers to each data center, because even though they stopped allowing new players, it doesn't matter. It's still already congested. And we play on European servers, so I don't know what that data center is going to be. Is it a U.S. data center? Is it going to be a European data center? I don't know about that. Maybe they're going to start offering some free transfers or something to get people off of some of those more congested places, those congested shards. So I wonder how long it'll go. I mean, we had earlier in this year that they were selling so much Endwalker and so much Final Fantasy that they ran out of digital keys for a while. So
yeah,
it's a popular game. I will admit, it is a really good game, and I play off and on. I got hung up on all the Umbral era quests there for a while and gave up, and then they truncated those, and I got back in. I'm like, woohoo, I can go to the next content. So I played through a bunch of that and trying to get through it. It's a really fun game. It's got lots of, my biggest thing is I love dungeon, and it's got tons of dungeons and instancing and stuff with your friends. So it's a really good game for any of those people who are WoW lovers that are looking for something a little different. If you've never played Final Fantasy XIV, and you like WoW, or you like that Holy Trinity style game where you have your tank and your healer and your DPS and stuff like that, this is a game for you. But unfortunately, if you don't own a copy, you never own a copy, you're going to have to wait a little longer. How long that is, they don't say. They're just going to say they'll continue to monitor the situation and consider timing around resuming sales. So wonder if account sales are going to go up. Start selling your account for lots of money.
Yeah, maybe there might be a few of those people that'll do something like that. But yeah, it'll be interesting because I know for quite a while they stopped the sales of the Endwalker keys, and so yeah, exactly. I mean, how long is this going to be not selling? I mean, they're going to have to wait till it dies down or they get that data center up and running. I'm sure they expected this. I'm sure they expected the flood, and they tried to do everything they could to negate that, but clearly, they didn't do enough. But the Inwalker expansion is getting some very high marks. A lot of people are saying it's probably one of the best expansions for Final Fantasy, if not one of the best expansions for an MMO in a long time. So a lot of people are digging this new expansion. I really want to get in and check it out. Last time I went on there, the queues were, it was like 5,000 in line or something like that. And I just don't want to wait around. I mean, I could let my computer just time it out, but I'm like, I'll just do something else, because by the time it gets done with that, I'm going to be too busy playing something else that once it logs me in, I'll be like, and I don't want to waste the space if I can't get in there. But it is interesting, Square Enix really turned Final Fantasy around from the first iteration that came out, and they turned that ship around and sold it out into the sunset. I mean, that thing has just climbed and climbed and climbed ever since A Realm Reborn. So it is a great game. I do love it. I love playing through it. The expansions are great. And like you said, they have plenty of dungeons, and all the dungeons are pretty cool. I have my favorites and I have ones I don't like too much, but ultimately all the dungeons are fun. So, yeah, I mean, good on them, but it sucks for new players or especially, people that, especially with Christmas coming up too, what if there are people that wanted to get into this and they got someone bought a copy for them and it's wrapped under the tree, and now when they unwrap it, they can't do anything with it until they start going again.
That's going to be some horrible customer service right there, right? If you get a Final Fantasy 14 online copy, digital physical copy for Christmas, and you can't use it, I don't know. I don't see that's weird. How are they going to do that? I don't know how. That's going to be possible. I mean, I guess they won't allow no more new, for physical people, no more new Mog Station accounts or something that you can create to get in. I don't know how that's going to work. That's really weird. And I'd like to, it's going to be really bad if people bought the game, get a copy of it, and they can't log in. That's really going to be awful for them. It's going to be interesting to see the fallout from that too.
Right. Yeah, and if there is any fallout, we'll have to see what happens. But ultimately, it's, it is what it is. They have to do what they have to do. I mean, the congestion is so bad that they can't keep, they can't just keep bringing new people in, because otherwise, you're going to have people revolting because, fix this congestion on the servers. So they got to do something, even if this is this is temporary, but even if for a temporary basis, suspending sales or whatever, they have to do something so they can mitigate that the influx of people coming in. Hopefully they can spin up some new servers or that new data center they've been talking about and get that up and running, so that way people can more likely what they did last time when they did that is they offered free transfers, allowing people to transfer over for free, and encouraging people, giving them, like, besides free transfers, sometimes it's like some gil when you get over there, or some items and stuff just to transfer, just to make people go to a new one. That's one of the reasons why we're on a European server. They did the same thing, and that's why I transferred over, because they were giving stuff away and allowing for free transfers. And the server I was on was way too busy, and there was like always a queue. So, but I do know that because of the congestion, they are offering 7 days free, I believe, for current subscribers. So you get 7 free days that that you're not charged for. So that's good. I mean, that's a nice little something that they didn't have to do, but they're going to do it because of the congestion that's going on. So I don't know when that's happening. Maybe once they get everything settled down, then they'll throw that out to everybody. And then all the congestion will come back because now it's free. But we'll have to see. But anything else you have on this?
Well, they're supposed to, ever since this Endwalker's come out, they've had a huge bug that while waiting in the queue, you'll get kicked out with like an error 2002. They're supposedly fixing that in a patch on December 21st. So that may be when they're going to talk about giving the free, because it's a bug that's been causing a lot of the login issues anyway for them, with people getting kicked out or just waiting in the queue and you just get an error. Nothing you can do about it, but restart, or retry again. And it took them this long. I mean, it took them this long to figure out that it was a bug on their end, and they've got a patch coming out for it, but it's not going to be released till December 21st. So,
wow. Yeah, I think I remember seeing about like different errors and stuff popping up. So, yeah, that's interesting. But at least they're on it and they're fixing it. So hopefully after December 21st, it might be easier to get in on the server, and then maybe after the new year, they might start letting the sales happen again.
Yep. Cool. Yeah. I mean, it's a fun game. I think most people who, like I said, if you're a fan of that style MMO for WoW or whatever, you'll definitely love Final Fantasy. It's got a lot more to offer than WoW does. WoW's pretty much rehashed the same thing over and over the years, and Final Fantasy seems to keep adding new different things and different ways to play the game than they had originally. I mean, one character can pretty much be every class in the game, every job. You can do all of it. So no need to create more than one character. It's just create that one character and try out all the different classes with it.
Yep. The only thing you have to buy additional is additional retainers. You need lots of retainers. They hold all your stuff. And besides, your character can hold stuff, but you'll have too much stuff and you need retainers. You get 2 for free, but sometimes you're like, I could use a third one, but they cost money. All right. Do you have anything else on this, Patrick? All right. Well, thanks everybody for watching. Make sure you like the video, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell of notifications to stay up to date with new videos that we do. And what do you think about Final Fantasy? Have you played Final Fantasy 14? And if so, what do you think about Final Fantasy 14? Do you like it? Do you hate it? How does it compare to other MMOs you might have played? Let us know in the comments below. But thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everyone.